Today on The Happy House, the kids and I are doing an exciting experiment with Liz Heineke.
We're gonna let go of your hands and you're gonna put all your weight on the eggs. 1, 2, 3. Are they breaking?
And learn how you can repurpose an old cupboard to create a little free library for your neighborhood. And learn how to remove pesky spots and stains with all natural ingredients. Stay tuned. Hi, I'm Happy. I live in a quiet town outside of Minneapolis with my family. The real Happy House is far from quiet. I learned early on things are much easier with a little help. I also have a few tricks of my own to share. It's go time, people. Welcome to the Happy House.
Do you guys remember the science song? Will you sing it with me? Okay, ready? Repeat after me. Physics. Biology. Chemistry. Yeah. Physics. Biology. Chemistry. Yeah. That was awesome. High five. All right.
We're here today with Liz Heineke, one of our very favorite guests, right guys?
Yeah.
Because it's all about kitchen science. So today, Liz, we are going to do some experiments, but first, I want to confirm a rumor I heard.
What's that?
I heard that there might be a second book coming out. Is that true?
Yes, my kids and I and a bunch of neighborhood kids have been outside doing experiments, digging in the dirt, catching bugs, catching tadpoles, blowing things up.
So more to come.
More to come.
All right.
Yeah.
But today, you've got something planned for us. What do we have? What are we doing today?
Well, we're doing an experiment with, what are these guys?
Eggs.
And what kind of animal did these eggs come from?
Chicken.
Yeah. So these eggs are shaped like an arch, right? See all the arches on these eggs? You can hold it. You can feel it.
It's an ovoid.
It's an ovoid. You are smart. Here, can you hold one too, Ella? Okay, hold the egg in one hand and squeeze it as hard as you can. See if you can break it. One hand. You can't break it, can you? Eggs have to be super strong. Why do you think they have to be strong? Yes.
Because I don't really know that much.
Why do you think eggs have to be
So
strong?
they don't break from like predators and stuff like that?
Yes, and from their moms sitting on them, right? When they're hatching them out.
They have the down, so.
Yes, but they also have to be weak. Why do eggs have to be weak? The shells are thin.
So they can get out.
That's right, so the chicks can peck their way out. Well, today we're going to do some physics experiments with eggs, and I'm super excited. We're going to see what happens when eggs stop slowly versus when they stop really fast.
All right, well, let's get started.
Yeah, and do you think that's a good experiment to do in the house?
Well, maybe not this house.
Maybe not.
It doesn't matter.
Are we going to take it outside?
Yeah, let's take it outside.
All right, let's go. Okay, Liz, we're outside, and we have two kids armed with 2 eggs each. What's going to happen here?
I know. Well, the law of motion says an object in motion wants to remain in motion. And if you stop it fast, it stops with a lot of force. So we are going to see what happens when you throw an egg and it stops fast against something like a fence. So you guys go ahead, throw your eggs.
You're dead egg!
What happened? Did they stop with a lot of force?
Yes.
Yeah, they did, and that
blew up.
broke. So even their strong shells aren't strong enough for that. Now let's go see what happens when we stop them more slowly. See if you can break them.
All right, let's
All right.
do it.
Always make your kids clean up after they do a science experiment. There's some high up eggshells too. Yeah, the white. Yeah, get that off. There you go.
Okay, we're ready for the next part of our experiment, Liz. What is going to happen now?
Okay, the kids are going to throw their eggs as hard as they can, and we're going to see what happens when eggs hit something that stops them more slowly. So try to break them. Throw them in the middle of the sheet as hard as you can. Did it break?
No!
Harder. One more. Oh, nice. Okay, come see if they broke. Do you guys know what happens when an airbag goes off in a car?
Yeah. It's a bunch of pressure and it's going to send you flying backwards and it's going to hurt.
Right, but it also, if the car is going fast, right, it stops you slowly, just like this sheet stopped your egg. So the eggs didn't break. Yeah, it's just like airbags. Do you guys want to try one more time?
Yes!
Okay, go for it. Whoa, nice throw. Oh. Nice.
All right,
Did they
nice
break?
job, you guys. We've just seen what happens when eggs are thrown fast at a hard surface and then basically combust. But now we're going to take a look at how strong eggs can actually be.
Right, we talked about their arch structure, and you see arches in architecture a lot, right guys? Like bridges, you see arches? Well, we're gonna see how strong these arches are by actually standing on eggs. And when you do this, you wanna make sure all the eggs are pointing the same direction and none of them are broken, but we are gonna hold your hands and help you step on. The idea is to evenly distribute your pressure, so you wanna step on, go ahead with a really flat foot. Okay, now, okay, step back now. We're gonna let go of your hands and you're gonna put all your weight on the eggs. 1, 2, 3. Are they breaking? Ella, your turn. Let's try it again. Okay, stay here.
Got this.
Isn't that amazing how strong they are? Oh, she doesn't even want help. Okay.
Okay, ready?
Oh, she's walking on him. Okay, step back. All right. Wow. So they're weak enough. The shells are thin enough that a chick can peck their way out, but they're strong enough that you can stand on them. Is that awesome or what?
That is
Pretty awesome. Go science, right?
It hurts
Yes.
though.
All right. How do they get off?
Well, I think you should just step off carefully. What do you think would happen if you stepped on him with the high heels on?
Then it would break
Yeah.
like that one did.
Oh, that's pretty good. Out of 24 eggs, how many did we
One egg
break?
broken. That was really neat, Liz. It's pretty impressive. I don't know if I could stand on those eggs. Do you think?
You could. You want to
Okay,
try? Come
no,
on.
No. Maybe next time.
Okay.
After these messages, we're back with Amanda from Mama's Happy. She's teaching us how to create a little free library out of an old cupboard. I've been seeing little libraries pop up all over around my community, and I wanted to build one because I love the idea of sharing recycled books. But of course, I needed to refer to an expert, Amanda, and she is going to help me build a library to share with one of my neighbors.
Yes, I am. So with this first version, I started with things that I had around the house and my shop. So I had an old cabinet, no longer in use. So I thought, well, why not start with that? It's a little bigger than with the little libraries you see out there, but I really felt like, at least for my store, maybe I could have a larger selection. Okay, so to start out, we're gonna work on the roof here. So I started out with just these pieces of plywood, and then these are just simple pieces of lath that,
Laugh? What is laugh?
Okay, so it's not laugh. It's lath, L-A-T-H.
Oh, L-A-T-H.
Yeah, okay, we'll start at the basics. You can always pick it up at the hardware store, very inexpensive. Okay, so we're just gonna attach these now to our little piece of plywood. Now, anything I do, you've probably learned, I don't do a lot of measuring.
I was going to say, these are all kind of,
it doesn't
you can see
matter.
they're kind of uneven,
Yeah.
but I think it's going to add to the character.
It does add to the character. And in the end, it really just doesn't matter. Okay, so we're gonna just make sure we don't hit the table here. So if you wanna go ahead, I know you like to use the power tools, so we'll give you your shot. Okay, there you are.
Right.
So we'll just keep attaching those.
This is really easy to do. So
Super easy.
we're going to attach all the boards then, and I'm guessing paint it out.
Yes, we will.
All right, let's finish that up. Okay. Really?
Yeah, yeah. It is a thing. So you want to try to hit it right flat. Yep. There you go. Now. You got it.
So we've attached all the lath with screws, and that was very easy because, again, nothing needs to be perfect.
Right.
What's our next step?
Okay, so the next step then is to paint. So I'm just going to give this over to you, and you don't have to be perfect. Just
And we've got some space here, and I'm assuming you're going to tell me what that
I will tell you what that's for. Yes. All right, so we'll get that all painted up, and then we'll be ready to put it on our little library.
And the nice thing about Annie Sloan chalk paint, which we always talk about, is that I don't necessarily need a drop cloth because this all washes out.
Yeah, I don't ever worry about it.
All right. So we're going to finish painting this out, and then you're going to teach me how to attach the roof parts together. It's sort of like watching golf. Okay, we have finished painting our roof, and now we're going to attach it. But I just want to talk about, this is the cupboard you were referring to. So this, obviously, people can see it's really rough, but we're going to make it into something pretty great after we're done. But again, upcycling, it's one of my favorite things to do.
Right. I mean, you would just throw this piece away, right? So why not use it for something, make it into something else? And when it's something that you didn't put any money into, then you're not as worried about experimenting and playing with it.
Okay, so what's my next step?
Okay, so I've already got these pieces for you. So all you've got to do now is get those screwed in. And this is just to get our roof level.
All right. And I can tell all this wood, again, it's like just a lot of scrap.
It's all scrap. Everything I'm using today was scrap.
And you're lucky enough to have a lot of this around Mama's Happy, but I know a lot of the hardware stores do have these kinds of things.
And many of them, if you go in with your prints and your measurements, will cut it for you as well.
Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is drill this triangle into the top, and this is obviously the shape of our roof.
Exactly.
And you help me out by doing some pre-drilling.
Pre-drilling, if you're going to go through, you know, anything that's thick or old, a lot of times it's a good idea to pre-drill. It just, then you don't worry
makes
so much
sense.
about your wood splitting.
All right, so then I'm going to take these and go back in. Yeah. All right, so we've got the shape of our roof now.
So now we'll take that front panel. All right, and then we're just going to line it up there.
Now we've used chalk paint, but we didn't put our wax on. Is that going to be okay?
Right, if you're going to put something outside, then you would not want to wax it. The sun is going to melt that wax. So you can have two choices. You can either let it just naturally weather. So you put it on like this, it's just going to, you know, chip a little bit,
Yes.
maybe wear a little bit.
I like
If
that.
that's not the look you want, you could just put an exterior polyurethane
Like a
on
poly-
it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. So now what?
All right, so now I've pre-drilled, so just
I'm gonna
match
try to
those
line
holes
these
up.
Yes.
You're getting good with that. All right. So then you can see I left a little bit of space at the top of each one. So I've got some little pieces of tin that I had laying around, and we're going to use those as kind of our weatherproofing on the top.
Where would you find something like this?
You know, architectural salvage is a good place for that kind of thing. It's just
Okay.
old ceiling tin, but it's a great way to just keep the water off from your rooftop.
And did you paint this and bend it, or it came
Nope,
like this?
that's the exact color it came in, but I did do the bending.
Okay.
All right, and then I've got some smaller screws, so we'll use for that. Okay, and what we want to kind of do is lay them out to make sure we cover the whole thing. And then you just screw these on.
This is shaping up nicely.
It's going to be super cute. And it was all with free stuff that we already had.
Free stuff.
My favorite way to build.
Me too. And this, I think, would be such a cute dollhouse as well.
It could.
Or doll cupboard for keeping things hidden. All right. So you just said you had this cupboard laying around, but who has a cupboard laying around?
I know. Well, that is kind of the nature of the way I live. But a friend had ripped out some cabinets from her basement, and she was going to get rid of them. And of course, everybody always thinks of me when they're going to get rid of something.
I got some things I want to get rid of. Might be a 16-year-old girl. I'm kidding.
What could I repurpose her into? So, yeah, so everybody does think of us. They love, you know, there's a lot of people out there that would love to see their discarded things turned into something. And
Well, I think it's just the responsible way people are living these days. I'm going to let you drill those.
so this was a drop off. So I just keep those things because you never know when you're going to need to build a little library.
Yes.
Now, this is certainly not the way my husband would build anything. He would have measured everything out perfectly, and it would all be weatherproofed.
That's overrated.
I mean, come on, that's not fun, and you can't get that done in a day. I would much prefer to do it this way. Okay.
Well, and it's got so much charm. Obviously, there's some finishing we still need to do, but I love the shape of this. And again, the space and the amount of books that we could put in here is great. So like you said, if you have a business or something, this would be really appropriate for that. We do have a smaller version of a little library as well. And how did you make this?
So with this one, I had, again, barnwood laying around. I know not everybody has that, but these days you can go on Craigslist and find barnwood pretty easily. You could also build this out of new wood, so you could just go to Home Depot with your measurements and get all the pieces cut from new wood.
And what's nice about the big box hardware retailers is they will oftentimes, especially if you're really nice to them, cut things for free.
They will. That is absolutely true. So if you don't have a table saw or a skill saw, then yeah, any of the big box stores. So then I just took a frame that I had laying around. It didn't have any glass in it, which actually worked better. So I just went to the local hardware store, had them cut a piece of plexiglass.
Which is much better than glass.
It's going to last a lot longer, more durable outside. Yep. And so I just added a few screws to hold that in place.
And this is typical of the sizes I have seen. I think it's going to be a great fit for my neighbor's home.
I hope she likes it.
I think she will. We're going to finish this up later, but I'm really excited to show this to Kate. Should we go do it and then set it up in her front yard?
That sounds great.
All right, perfect. So we bought a post from the hardware store, and then we've got our little library, of course. We need to secure the post, attach the house to the top.
Yep.
But there's something else we need to do to get our little free library started. What is it, Amanda?
The Little Free Library has their own website, and you can go on there, you can register your library, and they'll send you a little plaque to make it official, and then neighbors know how to find it.
Oh, that's so great.
I am so excited. I already have a big stack of books for the Little Free Library.
We're not quite ready, but I'm so glad you're excited.
It's going to be great.
This is going to be a great addition to the community. Amanda, this has been fun, informational, and a community value add, so thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Kate installed her little library, and the neighborhood loves it. She sent us a picture so you can see how it's working. After these messages on the Happy House, easy stain removal using all natural ingredients. I have a busy household of 6, so spills are a part of my everyday life. I'm always looking for ways to get spots and stains out, and I am here at Lake Winds with Amy Haggerty, a wellness expert who's going to show me some natural ways, things I could use from my own kitchen to get out spots.
Yep, you really only need a couple items to have a stain arsenal handy.
Did you just say stain arsenal?
I did.
That's pretty much the best thing ever. All right, so okay, show me what to do.
So we'll start with clothing. A lot of times with kids, you give them berries and you just sort of end up with a big hot mess.
Mm-hmm. This looks intimidating to me because I know how potent berries are.
Right.
Okay.
The key with any stain is trying to get it out as soon as possible. And the easiest way to get a berry stain out is to hold it over a bowl.
So this is just a plastic mixing bowl we have here. And what is in your magic kettle?
Steaming hot water.
That seems like something I might be able to
Right?
do.
You
So
hold it taut,
Take my clothing, put it over.
and you can see
That's incredible.
that it disappears.
And we've only worked at that for about 2 seconds.
Right. If it doesn't get out the entire stain, the other thing you can do is you can pour vinegar over it,
Right.
and even go as far as fill the bowl up with vinegar and let it soak.
Okay, so we're gonna let this soak.
Yep.
And I notice here we've got some carpeting, and carpeting is something that, especially if you have it in a family room or a rec room, which is something I have, and 3 boys who then have all their friends over, stains happen.
Right.
Do you have a way to help me with that?
I do. Juice spill, something we dislike, right? That is not good.
Yeah, that's gonna soak right in, especially this is a typical carpeting color, which is tan.
Yes. Well, the first thing you're gonna do is you're gonna blot whatever you can up. You don't wanna rub it in, you just wanna blot. Then you're gonna take your vinegar again, because it's my best friend. And you can spray this on, but I really just love vinegar so much that you just saturate it.
All right.
So after you pour, and then it's very important that the steps are in this order, because as you can see, I had a stain that I had treated yesterday and we saw some fizzing there. So it's very important that you pour the vinegar first.
So blot, vinegar, what's next?
Baking soda.
Baking soda.
And what you will do is sprinkle this on. You'll see it bubbling a little bit.
This is also great for teaching your kids about chemical reactions and maybe even having them help with this project and investigate exactly why
Right.
it's happening.
It is. It's really fun to watch it bubble. And what you'll do, you'll sprinkle it all with the baking soda, and you want it to dry completely. So
Dry overnight.
if it's in a high traffic area in your house, maybe put a plate or a bowl over it so not everyone is walking through it.
Is this okay for pet stains as well? Would you use this on pet stains?
Yes.
Okay.
I have pets of my own. I use this for everything. I've
Okay.
gotten a multitude of stains you would not think would come out of my carpet. After this dries,
So we've got our area that we treated today, but then you pre-treated
I
this
pre-treated.
area.
After your baking soda, and this is even, depends on your carpets, this is 24 hours and it's still not completely dry. After it's completely dry, you just vacuum it up.
Just with a normal vacuum?
With a normal
and
vacuum.
the stain's gonna come out?
Yes.
All right, that seems easy enough. It seems like the challenge will be keeping my kids away from that area for 24 hours.
And with any of these stains, if you have a rug that you can remove out of the house or a laundry stain, if all of these fail for some reason, and they shouldn't, our really good stain fighter is the sun.
The sun.
Yes. You can stick t-shirts out there. I learned this when I cloth diapered my child. The easiest way to get stains out of the diapers was to just leave them in the sun for an hour or
So
two.
rinse them and then put them in the sun?
Yep, and certainly you're not going to want to put any dark colors out there, but any light colored stuff, a wet item, stick it in the sun for a while.
I love this because it's all natural.
Right,
Very inexpensive.
right.
And just good for us. Easy to do. The whole chemistry notion, talking with my kids about that, it really makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for teaching us these tricks today.
You're welcome.
Hopefully we can come back and you'll teach us some more.
Yes, always.
All right, thanks Amy.
Thank you.
So we'll give you your shot. And
Is this on reverse?
yes, it is. All right, try it again. Oh, see how much better that works.
That's actually more effective.
Perfect. It is more effective. All right, I just wanted to see if you knew that the drill had 2 directions.